So this week's episode of Digimon Adventure: may be one of my favorites so far, because it focused on our best, most precious girl, Mimi. The episode starts off with honestly what I've been waiting for months. The children and their Digimon just kind of hanging out. It was short-lived, but I still really enjoyed just seeing the Digimon and children interact with each other and show off their personalities a bit more. Of course, eventually plot has to happen, and Sora and Taichi meet up with Mimi in her new kingdom. They soon find out that Mimi is essentially leading a coup of formerly enslaved Gatsumon and Golemon against a horde of Goblimon, led by a Gagmaman. These Goblimon are essentially forcing the Gatsumon to mine ore and minerals that are then fed to Gagmaman. Sora and Bergamon act as a distraction while the rest of the group, led by Mimi, charges into the mines to rescue the Gatsumon. Greymon is able to pretty easily take care of most of the Goblimon, and Mimi, Golemon, and Togemon charge deeper into the mines to look for more Gotsumon, and possibly more minerals in Mimi's case. Taichi, though, remembering that this show's about him and that he needs to be in every scene, follows after them. Eventually, the group encounters Gagmaman, who in passing mentions that he's not only been eating the ores and minerals that the Gatsumon have been gathering, but also the Gatsumon themselves. This really hits Mimi hard, and she leads Togemon and Golemon into battle. They're not able to break through Gagmamon's armor, but they're soon able to realize that the only thing that seems to affect him is the diamonds nearby. Liliman'S then uses them in combination with her flower cannon to break through its armor and defeat it. The episode then ends with Mimi and the gang leaving the newly freed Digimon and continuing on their adventure. So, I think it comes to no surprise that this was definitely one of my favorite episodes recently, purely because it was focused around Mimi. Sure, I would have honestly preferred if the episode only had Mimi in it instead of bringing in Taichi and Sora, but at this point I think I just need to accept that Taichi is the focus of this show, so he's going to need to be in every episode. I still loved how we got to see Mimi in her environment though, and how we're continuing to see her personality shine through in each scene that she's in. The very first episode we're introduced to her, she's leading a group of Tanemon in her own kingdom, and now she's found a new kingdom to lead. The closest thing that we really got to this in the original series was when she was with a group of Geckomon and Otamamon who were trying to get her to wake up their leader. But that episode didn't really seem to paint Mimi in the best light because it mostly made her seem spoiled. In this series though, Mimi is portrayed as a lot more level-headed and smart, and seems to really understand what's important in being a good leader and how even those in a quote-unquote lower position should be treated well and shown how important they really are. To get this across, the writers gave her a background of having a grandfather who's the head of a major company, and Mimi has seen qualities of good leadership from him. Mimi also seems to be one who gets the most attached to the Digimon that she's around, and this eventually means that she gets hit the hardest emotionally when something happens to them. Near the beginning of the series, we're shown this with Gardramon, and now we're seeing it again with Gotsumon. Mimi gets furious when she finds out that the Gagmaman has just been eating the Gatsumon, and she channels that emotion into Togemon so they can fight back. I also really like the little addition to Liliman'S evolution scene in this episode, with Mimi standing in front of them. I just thought it was really cool. Other than that though, there honestly wasn't a whole lot that happened in this episode. Sora ended up getting pushed to the side again to be a distraction, and Hikari and Takeru were left behind at the very beginning of the episode. I'm not really saying that it's a bad thing by any means, because it allowed us to get more of a focus on Mimi. It's just something that I wanted to point out. I was actually kind of hoping that we would have seen Mimi, Joe, and Yamato all meet up together, but instead it looks like the Taichi group might actually be meeting up with each of them individually. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out though. All in all, I really enjoyed this episode. Mimi has been my favorite character in the series so far, and I was happy to see her play a big part in an episode finally. I mean, it's literally been over half the series since we really saw her doing much, besides that one episode where they all got to the new continent. I'm really hoping that the show won't just separate the party again at this point, because I really like it when they're all together. And though I understand the need to have them split up to get their own arcs, I want them to stay together for more than just a couple of episodes. Or at least give us some different character groups. Like, I don't think we've even seen Mimi and Yamato together really, unless they were just in a large group. So I think it would be really interesting to see some character moments with them. What did you all think of this episode though? Did you enjoy the change of pace from what we've seen in the more recent episodes? What kind of character pairings would you really like to see in this series? I'd like to see Mimi and Yamato together and have some conversations, but I'd also love it if Joe were in an episode like this with Mimi. Joe is always trying to be the leader and kind of pushing it on other people, while Mimi is the one who's just naturally a great leader. So I think there could have been some really interesting scenes with the two, especially if it was an episode with Joe, Yamato, and Mimi all together like I was hoping for. But anyway, leave your thoughts or any others about this episode in that comment section. Thank you as always for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.